What's up everyone, it's Garrett here like always on the One Brain Four Wheels channel, and today's video is going to be focusing on me telling a little story about last night. I was driving home from where I work in the Bay Area up to my family's house north of Sacramento in California, and my life flashed before my eyes on that drive, and all because of a broken rubber. And no, it's not what you're thinking. It was actually all because of a rubber belt in the engine that broke, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. But yeah, so actually partway through my drive home, everything was fine. It was the afternoon at that point. And I kind of heard a little bang or something in the engine, very like a thud almost, minor, but nothing, everything was still driving fine, totally good. So I kept going, and then I noticed my steering was a little hard to maneuver, especially in a big car like this. You kind of notice when things like that start to happen. So I went ahead and pulled over and made sure none of my tires were bad or anything. I wasn't leaking or had any type of like minor blowout kind of thing going on. And then as I kept driving, that problem was getting worse. So my power steering, I noticed, was pretty much failing at this point. But it was fine, it was manageable. You know, the roads are pretty straight on the highway. Then I noticed my AC went out. And finally, where my light flashed before my eyes was when I started to get closer into more traffic around Davis, California, which if you live in Northern California, around Sacramento, you know that going over the causeway is very, very trafficy most times of the day, but especially in the middle of the afternoon, getting in the evening when people are commuting home. Really bad traffic. And yeah, that's when I realized pressing my foot on the brake didn't really work that well. I ended up having to put both feet on the brakes, pushing as hard as I could just to keep the car stopped. And then trying to get off the exit even in that traffic was really kind of a pain, and a little bit nerve-wracking. But anyhow, when I got off the road, I pulled over into a parking lot, opened the hood, and that's when I realized one of the belts that my dad and I just replaced recently had totally just broken apart. Little rubber shavings, I'll show you guys that later too, but yeah, just all up in the engine area. So that thing kind of broke apart and shredded a little bit. I'm kind of happy that the car, with the power steering and the brakes, actually lasted quite a bit, because between the thud and actually like really not having any brakes at all was, I'd say, like a good 25 minutes or so between that. So that's pretty good. I don't exactly know, maybe there's enough pressure in the brake system or whatever to kind of, you know, I lasted for a while and then finally it was just given out. But yeah, so I guess I will go ahead and show you guys the belt and just where exactly in the engine that belt is located. And eventually I'm going to need to fix this, but another thing I wanted to address too is that I'm actually going to be working out of Southern California. Maybe I can do a little car spotting or something. But anyhow, that means there will be a little lull in the videos. I'll probably post this at some point while I'm down there, if I have time, but I'm going to be a little busy with work and stuff. But yeah, I kind of wanted to mention that too anyhow. And then I'll go ahead and make a video of me maybe fixing that belt or doing the repair or whatever has to be done to get this car, you know, functioning again. But that's going to need to wait for about a month. But yeah, so let me go ahead and show you guys the inside of the engine compartment and that belt. Alright, different day, same car. And so here's the belt that broke anyhow. And as you can see, it snapped and frayed right at this point here. You can kind of, let me pull it up like this. You can see the end there is, you can see the inner workings of the belt, whatever they use to structurally make it sound and strong, kind of poking out through there, but it just kind of snapped. And I was actually looking over the belt, and if you see in the middle, pretty much the opposite end of the belt, let's see, where was it? Right there. You can kind of see, it looks like, you can kind of angle it a little better. Right there. You can kind of see, it looks like something might have dug into the belt at some point. And then, where else was it? I mean, this just looks kind of worn down a little bit. This is a brand new belt. This is the one that was replaced when I bought the car. I can't really see it right now, but I found another spot on the belt that looked like it was kind of wearing on the side. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, you can see another wear spot. So something might be misaligned in here. So as you can see, there's 3 belts that operate within this engine. There's this one connected to the alternator. That's the first one closest to the radiator. Then there is another one right behind that. Can you see it down there? Got 1, 2, and then the third one was this one right here, which connects to the power steering, it looks like, and the AC down there, or something. I don't exactly know how that works. But anyhow, it's the third most back, the very last belt you can access within the engine. And anyhow, I just have to say that thankfully this breaking didn't cause an accident or anything super catastrophic or anything. But yeah, this is going to be something to fix. And really what I need to do is, besides just fixing the belt, I need to figure out why it happened. Was it just a chance problem, or is there something that's causing these belts to prematurely break? That I'm not really sure, and really it's just going to take me a little bit of time to figure it out. But yeah, so now you guys have seen the belt and kind of where it goes, and you know what I'm talking about, and you know, honestly, I'm not really sure why that broke, because that belt doesn't have a lot of miles on it. I think, let me look. I want to say I've put on like maybe 1,500 miles since I bought this thing, or I guess I put on a little bit more than 1,500, but then putting the belt on was a little bit after. So let's just say about 1,500 miles on that belt. I'm not really sure what went wrong, so I'm going to have to look at it more, and I'll watch the new belt that I put on and see if it starts wearing funny, or if I see the little edges kind of getting worn out, and I'll know that maybe something's misaligned or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fix that at some point in the near future when I can. But I kind of hope that this video kind of maybe is a reminder for everyone to always be checking the maintenance of their vehicle, even things that should be totally fine because you just replaced them, or they're not even near the end of their life cycle. Good to go ahead and just go around and do a little checkup every now and then, because honestly, this car's like 5,000 pounds, and not having any assisted braking is really kind of a big deal. And it actually, I'm joking when I said like my life flashed before my eyes, but honestly, it was really nerve-wracking because I was kind of thinking, holy shit. Like, if I was, like, you know, sometimes, you know, when you're on the road and maybe you're not totally paying attention as much as you should, and then you brake and you're, you know, even with a normally functioning car, you're like, oh man, that was close. Now imagine if that had happened with this problem. That could have been a serious accident, a serious problem, and a real damper on my weekend and Mother's Day especially. So that's definitely a reminder for me and for you. So I hope that that's kind of a good thing we can get out of this whole situation. But yeah, and it was kind of cool too, you know, through this I met the tow truck driver that I had, who picked up the car later that night. He was super cool. His grandparents had a couple cars of this era. I think they were Monte Carlos. But still, that was pretty cool to talk with him a little bit about this thing, and see how it was interesting to him as well. But yeah, anyhow, like I was saying, it was pretty cool to see his reaction to the car when he said he got the call. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be picking up a 77 Eldorado. I haven't seen one of those in forever. He's like 19 or something. But it was cool to see his reaction and see someone else who really loved cars like this just as much as I do. And yeah, you know, his aspirations and goals for wanting, you know, a project car of his own and stuff like that. That's pretty neat. It was a good discussion. But anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you found it enjoyable to watch, then I would appreciate a thumbs up. That would be pretty awesome for me and the channel, and, you know, help the channel grow and whatnot. But yeah, and if you want to see more videos of me and my misadventures in the Cadillac Eldorado or the Suburban or the Corvette, I'm pointing like this because they're in front of me right now, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, One Brain, Four Wheels. And like I say all the time, I'll see you here next time. So go ahead and stop by with the next video. Have a great weekend, guys, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. So one last thing, some of you guys are going to be pretty happy, but the next video I post is going to be on the Corvette, and there's a change to the car. I'm not going to say anything else, but I think some of you guys are going to be pretty happy that I did something to fix what I would call a problem. I'm not going to say any more, I don't want to give it away, but I think, yeah, some people will probably be happy seeing the Corvette in the next video. But yeah, I'll see what you guys think. But yeah, so watch out for that video. That'll be coming next. Yeah, anyhow, have a great day, guys. Thanks.